Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have I was going to say another beer, but I don't know if I've done any reviews for them yet. I think I have, but I'm not sure. This is from East End Brewing Company out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They other than like Church Brew Works, which is more of just like a general brew pub, and Penn Brewery, which is like a German style brewery. These are like I would say this is the first craft beer brewery that was actually that people started knowing outside of Pittsburgh because of like one beer, which is their Gratitude barley wine. But this is a collaboration with the famous sandwich place in Pittsburgh, Permane Brothers, and this is called their Almost Famous Pickle beer, and that's what they always say. Their sandwiches are almost famous, so that's where the name comes from for it. And this is a Gose with cucumber, which makes sense why it's pickle beer then, because it's sour and cucumber, and there's salt in it, and I'm guessing there's probably like dill too. I'm not sure. And this is a 4.1 ABV, so I'm gonna crack it open and see what we got here. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of like gimmicky beers, but anytime I've had like cucumber sour beers with dill that are kind of supposed to emulate like pickle brine, I've always really liked it because I love pickle juice, and I like Permane Brothers, so I figured I'd give this a whirl and see what we got. It could be awesome, it could be really gross. I have no idea, so we'll see. I don't think I've heard any comments on this either. As long as it's just cucumbers and pickles in this, not any coleslaw, as you see on the picture there, that would be kind of weird. And I think the other reason this is a collab with them is you can go there and get like a giant dill pickle, like as an appetizer, or just like a little snack. So this pours a slightly cloudy, but still pretty translucent, kind of like tan color with was a really small white head that wisped away. So I do smell like some sort of lactic acid, and I definitely smell a cucumber. But I don't know that it doesn't, but I don't smell dill or any of those like pickle spices, so I'm thinking this might just be more like a cucumber sour beer, which is fine. I don't mind those either. There is something on the back end that makes me think there's some sort of spice in here that they actually try to make it taste like a dill pickle, but it's pretty faint. The biggest flavor is like actual cucumber, not like pickling spices. I'd say the acidity level was like a 4 out of 10. I don't even know if it's really like halfway there. I mean, it has a little bit of tartness, but it's not nearly as sour as like pickle juice is. Which, if it was that sour, I feel like it would be hard to drink. But it could use a little bit more acidity. It's interesting that the cucumber is very, very fragrant. Like, it almost comes off as like perfumey or something. It's very strange. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I don't know if it's really necessarily a good thing either. It's kind of just its own unique thing. I'm honestly just trying to wrap my head around this. It almost kind of has that like unique flavor when like hops and Brett get put together. I don't know why, because this isn't hoppy or bready, but there's just something in this that's like perfumey that reminds me of that when that happens. Excuse me. It's something I get out of Bitter Monk from Anchorage, which I absolutely love that beer. Excuse me. A lot of carbonation in this. There's almost something to it that reminds me of like the flavor isn't exactly the same because it's not like super citrusy or limey. Maybe it's just the base beer itself, but there's something that about this that reminds me of Westbrook Key Lime Gose, which is, I know that beer's really polarizing. People usually either love it or hate it because they think it's either great and tastes like Key Lime Pie, or they think it tastes like solventy, like cleaner. But I really like that beer, and I really like the base Gose too. And this kind of reminds me of that. They did do a lemon cucumber one, so I guess now that I think about it, this kind of reminds me of that more than anything. Yeah, this is nice. And it definitely drinks bigger than 4.1. I don't know if you want it to be like a poolside beer, maybe that's not a good thing that it does, but I feel like it's something that's refreshing and I could consistently drink it. It's probably good that it's not super super pickle forward, or else I wouldn't want to drink a whole can of it, but I'll gladly drink a whole can of this. And maybe it'll slow you down and you won't drink as much since it's like somewhat bigger body, even though it's light in flavor, and you can where you want to keep going back for more. So yeah, I think on my scale of buy, drink, dump, I'm gonna give this one a buy. I'm actually pretty surprised. I kind of thought this was gonna be a novelty, which I guess it is just because they put the Permane Brothers logo on it, but all in all, if I didn't see the Permane Brothers logo, it just said Cucumber Gose, and I tried it, I would be like, oh, this is really well done. And so that's what I'm going to rate it off of, and that's what it is. So, yeah, I would buy this again. It's pretty refreshing, tasty beer, and there's no flaws in it at all, and it's actually pretty well done. So, I think that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.